where this agreement came from and why I accepted it in the first place. Okay, this is cause numbers 223910, 223901. Are you Letitia Tebow? And Miss Tebow is on.
Pause right there. The judge just admitted they're not even sure why this agreement exists. That's like your teacher saying, I don't know why I gave you this test. Huge red flag already.
On probation for failure to comply with sex offender registration in each of these cases. I looked this up. I think there may be, and Ms. Simon's here, this update report says 2 10-year adjudicated probations, but it was a 2-year term.
It was 2 over 5.
2 TDC over 5, correct?
Yes, that's where that was.
Okay, just making sure. And so Ms. Tebow was previously here, entered pleas of true to counts 2 and 4 in the motion to revoke probation.
Quick breakdown. Failing to register is no small deal for people under that requirement. It's one of the most heavily enforced rules. Why? Because the whole system relies on knowing where they are. Skip it, and judges lose patience fast.
Okay.
Other than I called my probation officer. I like her opinion.
Okay, so I guess there was an arrest in
It's in Florida.
Palatka, Florida. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, so count 1. Why don't you have any evidence with regard to count 1 if your probation officer's here?
We can call. Sorry, apologize.
Ma'am, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You may proceed.
Failing to register is no small deal for people under that requirement. It's one of the most heavily enforced rules. Why? Because the whole system relies on knowing where they are.
I'm a son of usually probation officer, so I'm in Stephen.
I am.
Okay, and how long have you been
Year and a half.
Okay, and throughout the time that you've been a probation officer has complied either one of the cases?
Speak up, please. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, she has not.
She's not.
Yeah, okay, in what instances does she not comply?
Steve-O has had inconsistent reporting habits. She has not played towards her justice fees. She has actually
Was she allowed, first of all, was she allowed to do her probation in Texas to venture out of the state and be in Florida?
No.
That she wasn't allowed?
She was not allowed.
Is she allowed through her reporting as a sex offender to move or go to another state? I don't know if probation. Is she
Failing to register is no small deal for people under that requirement. It's one of the most heavily enforced rules. Why? Because the whole system relies on knowing where they are.
She pled true to that. Count 1 is that she has not reported since January 27th of 2025.
is that true now that she intermittently or she is fully, she's been called
She is
since that day?
for 90 days after that contact.
Okay, and since she reported since the time on which she was arrested?
She has not reported.
Have you spoken to her at the jail?
I think she is.
Right, did she give a reason for why she didn't report? At this time, I'll pass it.
Okay, I also would like to know, Ms. Simon, were you able to confirm in any way the arrest? Obviously, she's going to say she didn't do it, and that's okay, but if she was actually just, whether an arrest happened in Florida?
Yes, I did an arrest report on Florida.
But do you have a problem cause you have a school office?
So, cool.
Okay, for what crime was it?
There's two. I think one was theft and then obstruction by disguise first.
Was all the same incident?
Yes.
What date did that occur?
June 29th.
And were both those committed?
Objection as far as committed, Your Honor. I don't object to her listing evidence as far as an arrest. But
An
as far
arrest.
as the actual commission, it could violate the right to free
Did
prosecution.
the allegation occur?
Yeah, the arrest.
The arrest occurred while she was on probation.
Julie, this just did something again.
Correct.
And those haven't been resolved here today.
Not now.
Can I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
She initially failed to report in January, is that right, of 2025?
That was the last face-to-face contact I had.
January 2025. Then arrest, June 29th.
Heavily enforced rules. Why? Because the whole system relies on knowing where they are. Skip it, and judges lose patience fast. Clip 3. Prosecutors are dropping some charges to zero in on the ones they know they can prove. Classic trim the fat move. Think of it like poker. You fold the weak hands and go all in with your strongest cards. Clip 4. Probation officer takes
2025. So February, March, April, May, June, 5 failures to report. And she went into absconder status March of 2025.
It'd be April,
April,
like 90 days after.
90, so April 2025. She became an absconder. 2 months after that, she was arrested in Florida, is that right?
Right.
So you were aware she was in Florida, which state? When were you made aware that she was in custody? in
I
Florida?
received a phone call from somebody that let me know that she was arrested and in jail in Florida. And then that's when I received this first report.
When did there was an MTRP entered into NCIC, I guess, after April? There's an MTRP, and that's why Florida advised you there was an active warrant for everything?
There was an active warrant for the interim. She was arrested before these.
Right, and that warrant popped up in June in Florida.
Correct.
So from June 29th to today, she's been in custody, is that right? So
I
she
didn't try to
couldn't
open
report
anything,
it
it just started doing stuff
to
all the
probation
time.
department. She's in custody on June 29th today. So that's not her fault. She can't.
Right.
As far as supervising her, she has reported, you say inconsistently. That means she has reported some, correct?
Correct.
During the times that she has reported, have you been able to interact with her appropriately? She maintain proper demeanor, that type of thing?
She was, yes, that she was consistently late. I had to reschedule her several different times to get her.
Have you had any other difficulties with her as far as just maybe perhaps being late for scheduling, as far as your actual interactions? She maintain appropriate demeanor, acted appropriately with you?
Yes.
Would you object to continuing the supervision?
I did.
Why is that?
My personal opinion, I don't think this needs for probation as a priority. She has been on probation since 2022 and has made no progress in regards to her duties. She did some community service, and that's
When you say progress, how do you measure progress?
satisfying her court order conditions.
And how she's falling short other than the fees and
And she committed
So is this correct in the, hold on a second, hold on. Is in the updated report, it states that since she was granted supervision, has reported 6 times for scheduled office visits. Is that a correct number? Okay. 6 times since 2022.
I have another question, Your Honor.
Let's let Mr. Kindler finish.
if she were to be extended, which the court has the power to do, you would continue to supervise her, right? No problems.
I would work with her.
See any indication of need for some type of mental health reform? I mean, I understand she's only worked 6 times. You see any kind of programs or other things that probation could do for her, maybe perhaps to get her on the right track?
I think the only other option would be to come in and just provide.
Pass witness.
Your Honor, this is the first time that we've been here on these two cases for a motion to remove.
Quick note, concurrent sentences mean serving 2 punishments at the same time. 2 years total, instead of stacking into 4. In legal terms, that's about as merciful as this outcome gets.
There was another time back in 2024 in which we had a hearing similar to this, not me, especially the attorney, but she was brought in on a motion to remove, and her probation was amended, and she was given 30 days in JCCL, and she was continued on, and she was added to the middle of the case. Correct?
No, I mean, in this case, she didn't report enough to be transferred over to the hiding place.
So this is not even the first time that we've been here on this on similar allegations. That was a year in 2024. We did the same deal. Is that correct?
I might follow up on that. I believe in the previous HURP, she had a motion, to get a motion to revoke. She had federal charges, is that right?
Correct.
The NTRP was filed after she received the federal charges.
I believe so.
She was housed in Sally and supervising her then.
No, it's not.
Do you know if the detainer was placed on her for that NTRP while she was in federal custody? Did she actually do federal time while she was on probation for this case?
That is why the NTRP was dismissed.
So she received, I think, about a year sentence in federal court for misprision of felony. Is that consistent?
1 year federal probation.
Prison. She's on, right?
She got probation.
She had 1 year federal probation.
Probation for misprision. Or you know, what the offense was.
How was it concession?
Anyway, she received a year of federal probation, so she was not revoked and was allowed to serve the probation she currently.
Correct.
So during the period that she was on federal probation for that year, do you know if she was reporting to her federal probation officer with any issues with the federal probation you're aware of?
I can see that she successfully completed her probation.
And that was at the same time that she was on probation with Jackson County.
Correct.
Was she reporting to you during that time period as well? What was her reporting record to Jefferson County during that period? I guess it's probably back in 2024.
Well, she's reported 6 whole times since, so obviously it wasn't great even when it was then.
But she was being supervised at least during that period federally. Does that indicate to you that perhaps she was Jefferson County probation?
She has the ability to be, but whether or not she has the motivation or the want.
Pass it.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Simon. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
I would defer to Ms. Stiegler, Your Honor, if she wanted to address the court. I think she has written to the court, and that letter's incorporated in the PSI.
I received it and read it. Anything else?
No, I mean, when I did fail to report it, sometimes I was hard with scheduling, but a lot of it had to do with my mother being sick, and I brought my mother sick to her office with me multiple times, because I wasn't able to just stay where she was at. I brought her when I could. I mean, she's passed now, but at that time frame,
But I mean, we're talking about since 2022.
I was in
Or
a
20
federal facility for a year and a day.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I'm not even sure where this agreement came from and why I accepted it in the first place, because
The judge's patience has snapped. Listen to the tone shift. Less courtroom procedure, more like a parent scolding a kid who keeps breaking curfew. Judges rarely get this blunt unless they've completely lost confidence.
been somebody the minimum of 2 on a probation, so I have really nothing to do hardly on this. But Ms. Tebow, I mean, you've been given every opportunity over the last 4 or 5 years to do everything you're supposed to on this probation, and you've refused to do that. You've flat out refused, and everybody, we all have different issues that go along with parents and family members and things that go wrong. And instead of, I mean, it looks like, I think one of the things that concerns me the most is that you called June 2nd asking why the police went to your home. June 2nd, you called. And so your probation officer said there's a warrant because of your violations on June 2nd. Then you went to Florida and got arrested for 2 new offenses without registering, without obviously telling anybody where you are and the type of probation you're on, the offense that you're on probation for. That's probably the number one thing that you should do. So flee in the state when you know that there is a warrant for your arrest. Gives me no reason to leave you on probation. Unfortunately, I think for me and for the community, the most I can do is 2 years, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find, based on the evidence today, that counts 1 and 3 are true. So I'm going to find you entered your pleas of true to 2 and 4 freely and voluntarily. Find all 4 counts true. Find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and cause number 2239100, revoke your probation, sentence you to a term of 2 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You do receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. And cause number 2239101, also find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and at this time revoke your probation, sentence you to 2 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive.